let's, before I explain the full day, let's go to that because um the woman in that movie, if you recall, she did do more than one session.
Yes.
And her first session was in particular quite brutal for her. It
Right.
was not enjoyable.
Mm,
She really struggled with the emotions that arose during that session. And I think that's very important to mention because it's not all I feel one with God and everything is beautiful. That isn't that isn't the way this usually goes. There's flavors of that for sure. But for whatever, everyone is individual, but whatever anyone brings, like there can be a lot of tension
mm,
internally when you're going through these sessions. And so we do allow for a full day. Someone comes in, we start in the morning for two reasons. One, because I mean, I have a family and a life outside of work, and so I need to treat it like a work day, like
yeah.
most of us. But two, also we typically don't eat before a session, and so starting in the morning means that someone is not starving and starting at 1 in the afternoon. So they'll come in about 8:30, and the dose is typically given around 9, and then it's about 30 to 60 minute slow launch to the journey tour experience. And at that, people are just kind of relaxing. Sometimes they're looking at, beautiful books they've brought in just to create calm or, laying on the table and just kind of centering themselves. And then the journey itself is typically anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. Now that can be shorter or longer depending on certain medications, such as SSRIs that people are on.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes that takes a lot longer to launch. But overall, it's, typically I'd say 4 to 5 hours is kind of the whole thing. That's pretty typical. There are people who it stays in longer, and I've been there for 8 to 9 hours. Just that's just the nature of how it goes
Mm.
sometimes. So, but typically it's like a, 8:30 to 3 kind of experience.